to what is it, 8-month-old medicinal marijuana card. Maybe it's that. I tell you, that shit's for real. That shit works wonders. So we're waiting for this press conference to start right here for Jamal James versus Radzhab. And I know I'm probably butchering his name. Butaev and Jaron Boots Ennis, who's going to be taking on the gatekeeper, Thomas Dulorme. From History Controversy with FightView360.com. We are here. I'm about, let me see, basically I'm about maybe about 5 days away from packing away for the winter. Meaning that Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, I'm going to go real hard full time with boxing. Now, I must admit, you know, I'm very grateful for you guys because, excuse me, these last 6 months, since about May or so, has been the most consistent, profitable, productive 6 months I've had on this channel since I started it back in, was it 2014 or 15? So we've been doing really good. Even though we're like, you know, black sheep of like boxing media, we've been doing really good. Hold up, I'm pulling up some things here. Give me 1 minute. November is also an extremely busy month in boxing. I'm talking about high profile boxing. So we gonna be doing good. We're gonna be doing good. Like every week, it's something consistent. Hold on, I'm pulling up the card here. Let's see. As we're waiting for the press conference to start. Here's the card. Oh, they're about to start. Well, let's do it like this. We're gonna put, let me see, how do I do it? That? No, right here. There we go. Put that down there. That's the press conference at the bottom. All right. So Jamal James versus Radzhab Butaev for the WBA world title. It's a WBA tournament where Yordenis Ugas has been bitching and complaining on social media, not understanding that the WBA's hands are tied because Yordenis Ugas has been ordered to fight Amantis Stanionis and Jamal James to fight Butaev. The winner of James versus Butaev is supposed to fight the winner of Stanionis. Is that how you say his name? Damn. Sometimes I know how to say it, sometimes I don't. So the winner of Stanionis and Ugas has to fight the winner of this fight, the main event of this card. Hold on 1 minute. So if you don't know, the WBA's hands are tied because you have a lot of fans saying, well, if Pacquiao had beat Ugas, then the WBA wouldn't have did this. No, it's different. The WBA has been forced to consolidate their titles. Now, according to Boxing Scene Jake Donovan, there was a deal in place for Errol Spence to take on Yordenis Ugas to unify the WBC, IBF, and WBA Super World titles on February the 22nd. But now, since he's got to be in this tournament, you know, he it has to happen. Now, I hate the WBA. I told y'all, listen, I've said it for years. The WBA makes me sick. They sicken me, bro. So I want all those belts gone. And I'm glad that the WBA president is losing millions.
How dare you?
Oh, God. Thanks, Hassan. We appreciate all your hard work. Thanks, T-Street. Thanks, bro. Yeah, man, shit's going real good, man. You know, one thing I got to get back on is, goddamn, choking on something. One thing I got to get back to doing is doing, like last night, I was watching the PFL card. Now, Clarissa Shields was in the smart cage, that's what they call it, but the octagon. She was in there at about like 11:30 Eastern. I didn't wake up until like midnight. So, you know, I'd be falling asleep on cards, especially during the Shakur Stevenson versus Jamel Herring. Goddamn, I'm choking. Hold on 1 minute. Every now and then, this hole in my neck be giving me issues. It's like scar tissue. You guys don't want to know. But yeah, man, thanks for joining us. We're waiting for this press conference to start. So as you can see down here, that's the press conference. But I just put it down at the bottom with all the little nerd shit I've been having going on. And thank you, Hassan. Yes, man. I built all of this myself. And I built my super gaming PC by scratch. Now, I can't tell you what none of this stuff is, like the actual like terminology, but I know how to build computers. You know? So my shit's like really, really fast. That's why we're able to do all this stuff in high definition. But overall, I like this card. I really like this card. I gotta be honest. I like Boots Ennis, but he hasn't done enough for me yet. Bro, I'm choking over here. I'm really choking. I don't know what it is. I'm really choking. Jeez. It's like a constant hair in my throat. So listen, I'm one of those type of boxing fans and boxing media members to where you got to really, really show me something. I like Boots Ennis, but I'm not sold yet. You see what I'm saying? Is that a crime? And, you know, Thomas, you know, Dulorme, you know, he's a gatekeeper. And to be honest, I was never high on Sergey Limpinets, a blown up 140-pounder. I was never high on him. So a lot of people saying, oh, he beat, you know, Van Herden, who Spence had beat, you know, and he had beat Limpinets. Bro, I'm, you know, so I like him. But right now, I'm sorry. I'm a harsh critic boxing fan, bro. I'm a harsh critic. Like right now, you know, Limpinets and Delorme ain't gonna be enough for me, and I think he's gonna run through Delorme. Like, I'm sorry, that's who I am. I'm sorry, but overall, this is a nice card. Michel Rivera versus a Matías Romero. This is the guy that Broner was supposed to fight, but Broner ain't wasn't no smoke. And you have to give a shout out to Showtime too. Steven Espinosa been holding it down. Like, I am a huge, like, one thing we can, damn it, no strippers. You know what? Let me tell you something. I've been thinking about going to the strip club, but that's for like a T-Street Uncut video. I want to go to a strip club. I haven't been to a strip club in... See, here's the thing. I don't go to the strip club to look at the bitches. Excuse me, the locker room talk. I'm sorry, but listen, we all grown men here. You know, I don't go to the strip clubs to look at the bitches. I go to the strip clubs to be in the presence of bitches. Does that make sense? Or am I too hardcore? Remember, this is T-Street Controversy. You know, this is supposed to be my safe zone. You know, I'm supposed to talk to you guys like you my homies. But yeah, I was never into, like, you know, like going to the strip club and getting, I'm not into lap dances and all that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's stay on topic with boxing. Let me put up the rankings here on my beautiful website, FightView360.com. Let's see here. Let's go pull up the rankings. Talk about the 147. Now, I like Boots. Now, I like Boots versus Jamal James. Now, see, but Limpinets and Delorme don't do it for me, bro. Don't do it. By the way, did I tell y'all the story about how, like, Fred from Barbershop's Conversations was sucking Boots in his dick, meaning in a media type way? So this was in Philly, and I had confronted Fred because I was stalking him the whole weekend. So I was stalking him, and just so happened he was with Boots Ennis. So I was like, damn, like, I don't want to disrespect Boots, but this bitch ass nigga Fred is right here. So it's like, I gotta say something, you know. So anyway, it was this whole big ass thing. Barack from AK and Barack, yes, from the Zone Boxing, he was like riding with Fred. He one of them type of people that he didn't know what the beef was. So because Fred likes to suck cock, he was sucking Barack cock. And Barack didn't really know what was going on. So he taken up for Fred. So I'm like, yo, like, bro, now mind you, this is at J-Rock versus Jason Rosario. Now mind you, I'm there with about 25 niggas. Like, not even joking. I'm a media dude, but I had homies all throughout the crowd. So I'm trying to tell Barack, like, yo, why do you keep talking to me? Like, you know, because he kept saying, like, like he one of them type of people where he was trying to be a hero. So he was trying to take up for Fred. Boots Ennis was right there. He trying to take up for Fred. And I'm like, yo, I know who you are. Like, bro, I'm giving you respect because you on TV and shit. But why the fuck do you keep talking to me? Like, this is really how it went down. And he kept saying, like, who the fuck is you? And I don't know you. And I'm like, and I keep giving him like signals like, bro, like, why do you keep talking to me? Like that type shit. Like, why do you keep talking to me? And he like, I'm about to slump this nigga. And I'm like, what? So, Anyway, shit got heated. He was talking about me. He was talking about slumping me. Like, so I'm looking like, nigga, I saw you get out the lift. Like, bro, you can be touched out here. Like, that's, anyway, let's digress. How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here, man. But anyway, yeah, it was, so we had like this brothers meeting. It was me, Barack, Ak, Blue Blood, and Sam from Swanson Communications. And I like Sam too. I didn't mean to do that. And the dude, what's his name? What's his name? He's on Twitter. He's a Philly boxing journalist. He's with like Saturday Night Fights or something like that. Like, bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, man, you can't be jumping into people beef. Like, like if somebody arguing with somebody, you can't be like jumping into people beef, bro. That's how people get hurt. So I was showing him respect, like, bro, you don't know what the fuck is going on, because Fred had threatened me earlier in the arena. So I'm like, oh, like, bro, like at that point in time, I wasn't in like the right mental space, because it was COVID. What was it? It was before COVID. I was going through a lot of legal shit, and I wanted all the smoke with everybody. So I was like, yo, this nigga gonna end up getting shot in the fucking leg. Like that type. But anyway, whoa. All right. Anyway, back up. So like Tunde, I was ready to take it to the road. I was ready to go back to the streets again. I was sick. I was tired. So anyway, I was taking this press conference. So I was tired. I was ready to take it to the road. No, it wasn't Sam. It wasn't Sam Watson. It was the Sam from Swanson Communications, the PR team for PBC. No, Sam Watson, a cool dude. Let me tell you something. Like, he hooked me up a couple times too. But anyway, we'll be back. Give me 1 minute. I'll be back. This is the press conference. So this is the live feed right here. This is the feed. So as soon as they start, I'm going to turn. Oh, there we are. Oh, no, we can't show this. My bad. We can't show that. That shit will get me copyrighted. Put it this way. People don't want to fight Boots at this point in time. Like, you know how it is. Like, at this level that he is, they're not going to fight him unless, like, he's at a mandatory status. For one, he don't bring in no money yet. He's a budding, contender. But right now, he just don't, bring in nothing. All right, we're here. All right, we'll talk after the press conference. Please subscribe. Take your time. I like the video.
Welcome to Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing. This is the final press conference for Butaev versus James. On Saturday, October 30th, Showtime Championship Boxing of the world. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing. This is the final press conference for Butaev versus James. On Saturday, October 30th, Showtime Championship Boxing is going to kick off 3 straight weeks of high-stakes world championship fights. Our broadcast begins at 7 o'clock Pacific time here. That is 10 o'clock Eastern. We're going to bring you a triple header of fights. Now, the co-main, it features the unbeaten welterweight sensation Jaron Boots Ennis out of Philly taking on Thomas Dulorme. And, of course, the main event, Radzhab Butaev, unbeaten, taking on Shango. Jamal James, as we look to crown one WBA champion at 147 pounds. And, of course, we're going to open the night, though, with lightweights as Matías Romero takes on the exciting, hard-punching Michel Rivera. So it's going to be one heck of a night, And again, 3 straight weeks of fights, because next week we're back here again. Showtime Championship Boxing back here in Las Vegas, because we have boxing's pound for pound #1 fighter, Canelo Alvarez, the unified champ, taking on the IBF super middleweight champion, Caleb Plant. And the winner becomes the undisputed champion at super middleweight, the first undisputed champion at that weight. And then we follow that up on November 13th, and we head to the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's a homecoming fight for 2-time super middleweight champion David Benavidez as he gets to fight in his hometown of Phoenix. 3 straight weeks of big fights coming your way on Showtime and, of course, Showtime pay-per-view. But let's get here to Saturday, October 30th, this triple header of fights, important fights for all of these guys. And as soon as I'm done talking and interviewing these guys, I'll allow you members of the media to ask your questions as well. Let's start with the opening fight. Michel Rivera, unbeaten, 21-0, 14 knockouts, taking on Matías Romero, who is 24-1, and he has 8 knockouts. Michel, I'll start with you because you made your Showtime debut just this past summer in July. You get knocked down in the 6th and then get up and knock your opponent out in the 8th. It was an exciting fight. What are you going to do for an encore for us this coming Saturday?
Well, good afternoon. First, I still saying that the no was to knock down. Really, it's knocked down because if the referee say it's knocked down and in the
he got the Randall Cunningham cut.
Okay, no worries, it's my first knockdown, but I believe that I lose the ball in this moment, and I know how to get the control. I learned this in this fight. Now I'm so excited, so focused for this fight, and I know that I will be still shining. You know, just waiting, working hard, and I know that this guy with experience, 24 fights, 1 loss. For me, he win this bloody habit, but I know that I would. Is he is in my way? Okay, man, I will beat in this, and I will follow to look the big fights. I will be the king in 135.
Like it. Matías, last time we had you on Showtime in March, you were facing a big puncher in Isaac Cruz. You lost your first professional loss in a close decision. What did you learn from that fight to make sure you don't make that same mistake this Saturday against a hard puncher like Michel Rivera?
Matías, te vimos en la otra cartelera antes de esta, que fuiste con un peleador muy fuerte, un pegador muy fuerte. ¿Qué aprendiste en esa pelea?
Yeah, Uzcata guy went full big baby with the EPO.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon.
Bueno, aprendí primero que todo lo que es pelear acá. Y bueno,
Well, first of all, I learned that
sacarme esa presión.
how to be here in,
y nada, eso,
in the States.
llevo mucho mejor preparado que contra Isaac Cruz. Así que yo creo que va a ser una buena pelea y que vamos con todo.
This time I'm way better prepared than the last time. I learned how to be on hostile grounds. I learned a lot from that, and now this time I'm better prepared.
You used movement in your last fight. Do you see yourself engaging more in this fight against Rivera?
Sí, yo creo que para esa pelea tuve un plan, pero con un campamento muy corto. Y para esta pelea, bueno, hay diferentes planes y estoy mejor entrenado, así yo creo que va a ser otra cosa esta pelea y va a ser mucho mejor.
Yes, of course, Brian, but I had a very short camp for the other one. I was prepared. I prepared as good as I could for that with a short of time. But for this one, I had a longer camp, better timing for prepare for this fight, so it's going to be different.
Well, you heard him. He said this fight's going to be different. He's had a long time to prepare for you, Michel. He's going to engage. Will this fight go the distance, in your opinion?
Oh, well, first, I remember, thank you, Al Heyman, thank you, Showtime, thank you, Samson and Life Train for supporting me. But, well, what I can tell you, he's a guy with experience. I'll tell you, and I'm ready for, I am heavy hands, but I have condition for 12 rounds. It's 10 rounds, but I'm ready for 50 rounds if you want to fight. And I will do everything for win. And I know that I will win that short. I know the level than him. Everybody know this. And everybody will know this Saturday night on Showtime. That I will be the face of boxing. Everybody will see the reincarnation of Muhammad Ali.
The reincarnation of Muhammad Ali. I love it. That's great. Of course, that's going to open the night on Saturday. And then we get to the co-main, and we got a really good fight because we got a man who has fought some of the top fighters in the world, taking on another young man who some say is the future of the welterweight division. Let's start with Thomas Dulorme. 25-5-1. He's got 16 knockouts. Thomas, you've fought for the world title a number of times. I look at your resume. You fought on your resume, I think, 5 world champions. Now you're taking on a fighter, a young fighter who's not only unbeaten, has this 17-fight knockout streak, and according to the boxing experts, has never lost a round in his career and hasn't gone past the 6th round. You tell us, will you be the first guy to test Jaron Ennis on Saturday?
Yo quiero darle las gracias a toda la prensa que vino hoy aquí a apoyar esta cartelera, a Art Heyman, a Radzhab Butaev, a todo mi equipo, a Sala que no está aquí, y estoy listo.
I want to thank first everyone, all of you guys, all the press, Al Heyman, Salas, and everyone that has been involved for me to get here, and I'm ready.
Respondiendo a tu pregunta, mira, a veces el boxeo no se trata de tanta fuerza, sino de técnica y de quién va a ser más inteligente dentro del ring. Yo he estado dentro del ring con los mejores y yo pienso que yo tengo bastante experiencia para empujar a Ennis, y eres un gran peleador, lo tienen como uno de los mejores y yo siempre estoy listo para pelear con los mejores.
Well, to answer your question, not all the time in boxing you need strength to overcome whatever obstacles in front of you. And you need experience and you need technique. And I believe I have that. And I think I want to come out on top because I have all of that. I have fought with all the best. I've sparred with all the best. So I want to apply that in my fight.
Jaron, he says experience is the best teacher, and he's got it on his side. You tell me, what do you have that you can not only beat but possibly stop Thomas Dulorme?
I want to thank everybody coming out. Thank Showtime, my team, Cameron Duncan, my dad, you know. But he said experience. I've been boxing all my life. I've been in boxing since I was in a jumper. I couldn't even walk. So I've been sparring professional fighters since I was about 12 years old. I've been doing this all my life. This ain't nothing new to me. And he going to see on Saturday night. You know, y'all know why.
I remember the last time we saw you, Boots, and you were taking on Sergey Lipinets, and you were excited for that fight because you said, hey, man, finally I get me a former world champion and I can show the world. What do you think you can show the boxing public, you can show the welterweight division Saturday night fighting a fighter of Thomas Dulorme caliber?
I'm going to continue to keep doing what I've been doing, and that's winning in dominating fashion and, you know, putting on beautiful performances. And like I always say before, y'all know my slogan, I'm in and out like a robbery.
Thomas, you know, when I look at your resume and you look at, let's say, the last 5 fights, 1-4 in those fights, you've fought some top competition. Tell us why Saturday will be different.
El sábado va a ser diferente porque voy a enfrentar a un peleador diferente y estamos bien enfocados, queremos regresar a lo más alto del negocio y es ganándole a Ennis.
Well, on Saturday is going to be different, obviously, because he is a different fighter. But we've been training and we're gonna climb up to the elite, and to be on top of the world again.
He looked like an 80s drug baron.
What do you think of Boots as a fighter? Certainly gotten a lot of hype, and deservedly so, with the performances that he's put on thus far. What do you think about him as a fighter?
Yo pienso que Ennis es un buen peleador. Él tiene buen estilo, está rápido, pero yo pienso que él todavía no ha enfrentado a nadie. Él siempre ha peleado cerca de su casa y él todavía no ha enfrentado a nada. Peleó con Lipinés un 140 y yo pienso que eso no fue una verdadera ganada a alguien en la 147, un verdadero 147.
I think Boots is a good fighter. He's looking good. He's coming up good. His best wins is against Sergio Lipinets, which is a 140. And he looked good on it. But I don't think he has the experience yet to confront somebody like me.
Boots, give you the final word on here. Seems to think he's got the experience, and Lipinets was a good win, but smaller guy. Now you're fighting a legitimate welterweight, in his opinion. Your thoughts, and what can you guarantee that we'll get on Saturday night?
He keeps saying experience. Like I said before, I've been boxing all my life. This ain't nothing new to me. That's why it's regular to me. But on Saturday night, you're going to expect fireworks, me, putting on a beautiful show, looking good, and come home victorious and, in knockout fashion.
Knockout streak continues Saturday?
We're not going to look for it. We're just going to let it come naturally, but it's going to come.
That's the co-main, folks. Now we get to the main event. Oh, we got a good one. This was important because as the WBA looks to finally crown just one champion at 147 pounds for the WBA. And you have the unbeaten Radzhab Butaev taking on Jamal James. Butaev, 13-0. 10 of his victories have come by knockouts. And Radzhab, listen, you're facing a man who's certainly going to have the height advantage over you and has not suffered a defeat, if my math is correct, in 5 years. You tell us why you believe you're the man that can dethrone Jamal James this Saturday.
Раджаб, ты встретишься с бойцом, который выше тебя и который выигрывал многих, сейчас является чемпионом. Скажи, почему ты считаешь, что ты сможешь победить в субботу и забрать этот титул?
У меня большой опыт, у меня большой любительский опыт. Я провел кучу боев и с высокими, и с низкими, с разными бойцами. Я верю в свои силы, я верю в свою команду. Я уверен, что я готов к большим боям, и в субботу я об этом докажу.
I've had a lot of experience in amateurs. I've had a lot of experience in the pros. I believe in myself. I believe in my experience that I've had. I believe in my team. We've had a very good camp. Everything went as planned. And on Saturday, I plan to prove that I'm the champion in this division.
Radzhab, let me ask you this. He's got the height advantage, reach advantage. What do you believe will be the difference in this fight?
Учитывая, что у него длиннее руки и выше рост, в чем ты думаешь будет твое преимущество, в чем будет разница?
У любого бойца может быть удар сильнее меня, руки длиннее меня, скорость больше моей, но волей победы я уверен, что нет ни одного бойца, как у меня.
I believe that now, everything that I've been through and where we are today, every fighter has an advantage. Somebody's quicker, somebody has more experience, somebody's taller. But I think at this point, the most important is the will to victory. And I believe in my will to victory at this point, and I think it's at the highest level, and I believe nothing can stop me now.
Jamal, let's come to you now. Again, 27-1. 12 of his victories have come by knockout. Radzhab gave an interview to the boxing scene, and one of the things he talked about was his power and aggression being the key in this fight. In your opinion, what will be the difference in this fight, Jamal?
First, I would like to say good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Wanted to cut the tension real quick. Seemed a little tense in here. You said what would be the difference in this fight?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we top level. You know, everybody up here at the stage is top level fighters. We're going to come and give our very best. When you say the difference, you mean the difference for me to win?
Absolutely.
The difference that I need to win this fight is to make sure I hit him more than he hits me. So that's my main focus. And if possible, I'll try not to get hit at all. But, you know, it is boxing, so we'll see.
He's talked a lot about his power and believing that his power will be too much for you. What's your response to that?
If you can hit me. I mean, you know, at this level, everybody hits hard. You know what I mean? I'm not fighting, you know, we're not fighting cupcakes no more at this level. Every opponent you get in the ring with them 8-ounce gloves on, if they catch you, it's going to hurt. So, you know, make sure you keep your hands up, chin down, and try your best not to get hit. I mean, I've been in there with guys who've hit extremely hard and have beat them, you know, so it ain't nothing new to me.
I'm digging the Scully rolled up.
I think this fight is interesting, Jamal, for the simple fact, the welterweight division, you know, we like to call it the glamour division because you have big names at the top of the division, and it's a deep division filled with talent. But there seems to be a hierarchy. There seems to be a hierarchy of, they call the elites, where you have the Errol Spence, the Sean Porters, the Terrence Crawfords, the Danny Garcias, names like that. And then they say there's another level, and they may mention a Jamal James and other fighters, Butaev. This opportunity Saturday seems to be an opportunity for Jamal James to say, listen, I'm at the elite. How do you see this?
Exactly how you said it. You know what I mean? We're here in Vegas, headlining on Showtime. You know, it is time for me to let people know that I've been at this level and should be able to get the opportunities that those guys have been given and have gotten. You know what I mean? And that's not to take nothing away from them guys, but like you just said, man, the welterweight division is stacked. You know what I mean? We got a bunch of great talent, and it's time for some new guys to get their name up there and to be able to make these, you know, bigger money fights, bigger name fights.
And we'll wrap it up with this. We're trying to crown one champion for the WBA. And there's another guy by Yordenis Ugas.
Yeah, let's run it back.
Who's already said,
yeah,
I'm the champion. Don't even mention Jamal James. I'm the guy. So I guess what's your message to Yordenis Ugas, especially for this fight?
Well, first, I'm not going to overlook my opponent over here, first and foremost. So I got to get past this fight first. But God willing, I am victorious in this fight. Then my message is that we need to run that back. You know what I mean? He had a great win over Pacquiao. He's a great fighter. When I competed against him, I didn't have a full camp. You know, it was a very short notice fight. I don't
nigga, please.
like to talk about that much because I don't like to sound like I'm making excuses. He was a better man that night, obviously. But I think when we both have full camps, that it could definitely be a different story. But, you know, let me get past my guy over here first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got to ask you this because, you know, some have written about it. They've said, hey, look, Jamal James is victorious on Saturday. If Jaron Ennis is victorious on Saturday, why not those two getting it on? What does Jamal James say about that?
Hey, compliments to Jaron Ennis, man. He's been making a great name for himself. And I'm definitely down to give this brother an opportunity. My thing is, like you stated before, they have still yet to put me at the top. And right now we got two champions at the WBA welterweight division, which kind of don't make sense to me. So my focus is to get past this fight here, and then I would like to fight Ugas so we can eliminate these two. You know what I mean? There should be one WBA welterweight champion.
Okay, I love hearing that.
You know, I am that one welterweight WBA champion, then cats were making names like Ennis over here or some other guys. I'm not ducking nobody. you know, I'd be down to give these cats opportunity. I'd obviously talk to my management, Al Heyman. He's been making great opportunities for me. He's been paving the way for me as well as a lot of other guys. So whatever they say, I'm pretty much going to roll with. But I definitely see that in the future.
Fantastic. I know there are a number of people here in the media have some questions, so we're going to give you guys the opportunity to ask your question. Just identify yourself and fire away.
Keith Idek from BoxingScene.com. Jamal, my question is for you. Obviously, I know you want to fight Ugas again. What do you make of the WBA's order to kind of have some sort of tournament here, which makes it more complicated for you to get that fight?
I'm just happy to have this opportunity to get back in the ring. You know, it's been a while since I've got back in the ring. I know Ugas felt indifferent about it, and he didn't like it. And he made a good point. You know, he just beat Pacquiao, and they wanted him to fight the Lithuanian kid. You're going to forgive me, I forget his name. But, you know, he didn't have as much fights. And it was one of those things where it's like, you know, how do these guys become mandatory challengers, or where do they come from? So he was frustrated with that. And I can get that to a degree. But I'm down for the tournament. And regardless, if there isn't a tournament, and God willing I come out victorious in my fight with Butaev, then I'm still the WBA champion. So it would still make sense that we have to run it back. If he's going to be the super champion, and I'm the regular champion, well then if we're going to eliminate 2 titles, then me and him going to have to run that back. It just makes sense to me.
Danny Alvarez, Jaron right here in the back. Just want to say, been professional now 5.5 years, nice-sized welterweight. How do you feel at that division? I mean, I feel like a lot of people are eyeing you as the next up-and-comer, right? The next guy up, the next, you know, potential future world champion. How do you feel at the division, though? Because obviously that has to play, you know, that comes into play. Can you continue to make 147 for another year and a half before that title opportunity comes?
I feel great. I definitely can make 147 as long as I want. I'm on weight right now, so I'm feeling good, feeling strong, ready to rock and roll for Saturday night. So I'll be at 147 until I grab one of these belts, and then once I grab one belt, I'm collecting the rest of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to 54.
Boots back here. When we're talking about talent, you know, speed, power, athleticism, do you feel you're the most talented welterweight in the world, if not in the world, period, in boxing?
Most definitely. I feel like I'm the most talented welterweight in the division. I'm great at everything. I can box, I can bang, I can fight southpaw, I can fight right-handed, whatever you want I could do. And a lot of guys don't want to prepare for that. That's why I'm not fighting those top guys, because they don't want to prepare for somebody like me. They'd rather fight somebody that's right in front of them or stationary or something like that. So that's why I'm getting jumped around right now. But after this fight, you know, after I make a statement on Saturday night, I don't care who it is. It's up, and I'm ready to take over this welterweight division.
He just called out Errol Spence,
And Jamal, you mentioned, of course, just want to punch the other guy more than he punches me. Sometimes in your fights, your offense has been your best defense. Do you think we see that Saturday night, get a war because of it?
I mean, yeah, if you hit him, then it's hard for him to hit you. You know what I mean?
Boots Ennis,
but
what?
I'm going to listen to my corner. You know what I mean? I'm going to follow through with the instructions that my corner give me. I got my father and my brother in my corner. I trust them with my life. So if they tell me to go in there and be more offensive, then that's what I'm going to be. If they tell me to, you know, box or be smooth, or, you know, tell me to go out there and drop my hands down and stick my face out, that's how much I trust them in my corner. You know what I mean? So that's my game plan.
Jamal, Todd here, Fight.News. How you doing, man?
What's up?
Hey, quick question here for you. Given the history of what's been going on in your city, and you're representing Minneapolis, Minnesota, right now you are the face of boxing for the whole state and the city, and we kind of know what's been going on with the past. Can you describe, does that give you any extra motivation, knowing that you are representing an entire state, an entire city at this time?
It gives me extreme motivation, man. If you look at the history of boxing, boxing has been a sport that people can kind of come together especially during like revolutions or during very hard times. People can come together, they can talk, they can, you know, kind of briefly take their mind off serious struggles that they're dealing with and rally behind, you know, whoever champion that they rally behind. And my city has shown me a lot of love, and you know, that's what gives me extra motivation. Not only just my city, but my family and my organization, the Circle of Discipline. You know what I mean? And when you're fighting for something bigger than yourself, it gives you that extra hunger. You know what I mean? If I was just fighting for myself, just because, you know, I wanted the fame and the glory, well, then I'd probably just bow out now because I already won the title. I got my face on the strip, you know what I mean? But I'm not fighting for that. I'm fighting to inspire. Shango Nation is my business, and my whole goal is that, you know, to inspire others, to use their platform to inspire others, you know what I mean, and to help out and to do more philanthropic work.
Shout out to what you've done, and hopefully you'll watch the broadcast. Showtime Championship Boxing did a fantastic feature on Circle of Discipline, his gym, what they do for the community, and his whole heart and what he wants to do and give back to his community. So make sure you watch the broadcast because they do a really good feature on that. Love what you've been doing. Also, shout out to Caleb Truax, another brother representing the Twin Cities.
Indeed. Thank you. Thank you.
That's it? All right. Thank you very much. So again, folks, it all goes down this Saturday, 7 o'clock Pacific time here in Vegas. That's 10 o'clock Eastern. Triple header of fights. Also, don't forget All Access. The second episode of All Access, Canelo versus Caleb Plant, drops on Friday, 10 o'clock Pacific and Eastern time. You don't want to miss that. Next week, we're right back here, Showtime pay-per-view for Canelo versus Caleb Plant. The winner becomes the undisputed champion at 168. That's history. And then November 13th, we go to Phoenix. David Benavidez taking on another former world champion in Jose Uzcategui. 3 straight weeks of fights, and it all starts this coming Saturday. Guys, thanks. Going to get a face-off here? Let's get a face-off. And thanks for coming out.
Custer must didn't get the news, bro. Uzcategui guy. Oh, that's Sam. That's the Sam I was talking about. But yeah, Uzcategui, Custer didn't get the news. Uzcategui failed a PED test for EPO. He wanted that extra edge. Not going to work out for him. But to be honest, man, I'm glad, you know, I hate to say it. You know, no disrespect to Benavidez, I like him, but I'm glad that fight got scrapped. Look at Thomas Dulorme with his 1980s Miami drug baron suit. Jamal James got the Scully rolled up. That wants to make me root for him right there. Michael Rivera got the Muhammad Ali, Randall Cunningham. Didn't he wear Muhammad Ali trunks his last fight? Isn't he really like imitating Muhammad Ali? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, as far as Butaev, 13-0 with 10 KOs, I don't know how I feel about him. That's Matías Romero right there. Had a very tough fight with Isaac Cruz. Rivera on the left. Adrian Broner had turned down a fight with him. I see why Adrian Broner did it. This is a very good card. I like all 3 of these fights. But one thing we've noticed and learned about Showtime is Showtime actually tries. Like they do. Like they really tries. Like try. Yeah, he's imitating Ali. Thanks, Elite Gamer. Boots Ennis, I like him, but I'm just not, like, he hasn't done enough for me yet. You know, Van Herden and Limpin Yets, he just hasn't done enough for me yet. And then Delorme is a gatekeeper. But overall, I like him as a fighter, but I haven't seen enough yet. I'm sorry, I'm a tough critic. I got to see you do something and beat somebody up, oh shit, of note, before I'll be like, yo, he's going to be the next. I'm sorry, that's just not who I am. Delorme got the psycho eyes too. Jamal James lost to Yordenis Ugas in the past. This is a mandatory. The winner of this has to fight the winner of Yordenis Ugas Super Champion versus interim champion Matías of Lithuania. I like this fight. What up, Donnell? Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta see you really, really do something, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck where you from or who you are. Like, the fact that I watch so much boxing, like Limpin Yates, he's a 140-pound fighter. I never trusted him at 147. And at 140, I rank him as a B-plus fighter. Like, not an elite type of guy. But overall, this is a really, really, really good card. I like this card. I gotta get to a fight, though. I'm running out of time. Like, what fight am I going to go to before the end of the year? I can't go to New York. They want to give me needles to go to the fight. You know, Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos may be having a press conference next week. If not next week, definitely the week after. You know? Wait, what are they doing? Yeah, that's Sam. That's who was there when me and Fred was about to throw down. Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, I was embarrassed when I saw Sam was watching. I was like, oh, no, Sam, I'm sorry. You know? But yeah, let's go look at the card. Let me pull it up right here. Jamal James. So what was Radzhab? Like, basically, Rod's Jam. So is the H like silent, or is this one of those JHs? Because Brian Custer was pronouncing it like Radzhab Butaev, who, if you look at his resume, 13-0 with 10 KOs, the only person I know, you know, is Best Putin. But I'm pretty sure I've seen him fight multiple times. I just can't remember the shit. So I think I told you guys how it works before. I watch all of the fights. Like, but the thing is, I don't watch all of the fights. So whenever there's a card on, whether it's UFC, Bellator, PFL, Top Rank, you know, I always have it on in the background, but I don't really tune in until, like, I'm talking about like lock in until it's somebody I know of note. So I've seen this guy fight plenty of times, but I can't remember. Let me pull up some tape, I guess. Let me pull up some tape. Can't be too harmless, right? Let's go see what tape we got. Yeah, he put something on his Twitter. Let's see what this is. What's that? No, I want tape. I don't want no, I want tape. Let's see what this tape is. The tape. All right, I'm gonna mute it. Let me see. It was open right there. You saw it? Oh, no, my mic's unmuted. My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was running my mouth. Damn. Well, anyway, I was saying we're trying to find... Oh, there it is. It was that one. 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 Look, this will come right here. Not that one. This one coming next. Not that one. This one. That one right there connected. Put him down. Put him down. That shit looked like it hurt too. Ooh. All right, that's it. I'm picking Butaev. That's it. That's it. I'm picking Butaev. That's it. I've seen enough. I've seen enough tape. I've seen enough. Oh, look at that agony. With the Lord's scripture on the back. Agony. You're like, ah, shit. All right, Butaev. Okay. Jamal James, 27-1 with 12 KOs, only defeat to Yordenis Ugas. He said it's because he had a bad short camp. That's what he said. I'm just saying. You know? He's been having a lot of FS1 fights. I've been watching his fights. He fought Dirty Diego Chavez. Remember him? He DDT'd Brandon Rios. He fought Timothy Bradley. Wasn't he Timothy Bradley's last fight? And then he also got on the scene from fighting Keith Thurman. You know, I met Dirty Diego Chavez once in New York at the Denny Garcia versus Keith Thurman press conference. I got like this really dodgy picture of him. You know, he got this long ass coat on, like he just like, you know, stole a bunch of shit. But yeah, I met him once. And he gave me like that real dodgy ass look, Dirty Diego. All right, Jamal James, you got a nice little April Ramos. That's, you know, Jojo Dan. He got, see these names right here. Motoso, I'm pronouncing it right. Molina, Abreu, who boots Ennis fought a couple of fights ago. Jojo Dan, Ugas, who he lost to. Chavez, Abel Ramos, DeMarco, very, very long in the tooth. You know, Delorme, who boots Ennis, is fighting on the undercard. You know, he's got a, you know, put it this way, a solid resume. That's the best way you can put it. Solid, not good, but a solid resume. No, do I think he can beat Yordenis Ugas? No. But you know what I'm tired of? Ew. Hold up, let me show y'all. Let me pull it up real quick. I am tired of Yordenis Ugas crying. He has been crying on Twitter for the longest, like 2 weeks now. So basically what happened is the WBA has been put in a situation where they have to consolidate all their belts. Because if they don't consolidate all their belts, then they're not going to be recognized as a sanctioning body in the United States. So Gilberto Mendoza, the president of the WBA, he's already losing millions of dollars in sanctioning fees now. So they wanted to make Spence versus Ugas February the 22nd, according to Jake Donovan of Boxing Scene. But the WBA is like, nah. But some fans, many fans are like, if this was Pacquiao, they wouldn't do it. They will let it go through. But in this case, I hate the WBA. I hate the WBA. Hate is a strong word. I hate them niggas. But in this case, I really don't feel they would have done the same thing with Manny Pacquiao. I feel that in this situation that they're in, they have to get rid of those belts. So anyway, Ugas has been crying on like, y'all wouldn't have done this to Pacquiao. Why y'all making me? I want to fight Errol Spence to unify the belts. You know, unification comes before a mandatory, and they're like, nah, we're not trying to hear that shit. So he been just bitching and crying and complaining, like, you know, like just talking shit on his tour. Let me zoom in for you guys. And it's like, bro, fight your mandatory, get it over with. So the way it works is, he's supposed to fight Stanionis, and then the winner of James versus Butaev is supposed to fight the winner of that fight. And then you're going to have one champion at, you know, in the division. So Ugas wants out because he wants to fight Errol Spence to unify the WBA, WBC, and IBF, you know, titles. But the WBA is like, nah, but you have to also think that the WBA has contracts with those other three fighters outside of Ugas. So they're looking at lawsuits all the way around. But Ugas has been really, really like, you know, like pushing this shit, like crying. The WBA did not answer any of the questions I asked when making its decision. I have another, and I hope they will respond. Why, if they want to reduce belts, they just deny Lara his permission to fight Murata for a single 160 title because he is going to a unification? Well, Dan Rayfield had said basically it's some legal mumbo jumbo, but basically what I'm getting from it is Ugas didn't apply early enough for a unification. To whereas Golovkin and Murata, that unification has been in the works for quite some time. It's a mumbo jumbo, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm not riding with Ugas on this situation. I'm not riding with him. Like, he pissed. Like, he doing motherfucking videos with air mat. You beat Pacquiao, bro, and you got an air mattress in the background. And I like Yordenis Ugas, but see, here's the thing. You know, times have changed since he beat Pacquiao. He did not get like a boost in social media following or nothing. He just, like, he beat Pacquiao, but still the same old Ugas. Like, bro.
Respeto para mi país, para mi familia, para mi fan, para mi equipo, porque yo soy.
And you guys know, I'm half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded El Chicano, El Negro male. So, you know, even if he is Cuban, he's still my Hispanic brother. But, like, bro, I'm not riding with him. And I don't understand nothing that he's talking about. So somebody please translate in the chat.
Hoy tuve la audiencia con el WBA para el torneo que habían dicho. Pienso que una falta de respeto para mi país, para mi familia, para mi fan, para mi equipo, porque yo soy campeón. En mi primera defensa la acabo de ganar a una leyenda como Manny Pacquiao. Tengo una victoria sobre el campeón Jamal y yo me hice supercampeón. Primero le gané a Bell y me elevaron a supercampeón cuando Pacquiao estaba fuera del deporte. Yo tengo 3 preguntas para el WBA. ¿Qué supercampeón en la historia del WBA ha tenido una pelea mandatoria? ¿Por qué de los 14 campeones del WBA ninguno tiene la pelea mandatoria? Solamente yo. Quiero saber por qué hay trato diferente conmigo. Y la tercera, respeto a todos los peleadores, pero Stagnoni tiene 4 años de carrera, tiene 13 peleas. La victoria más grande de su carrera fue hace un mes y yo contra Dulorme, que yo le gané hace 5 años. ¿Por qué? Yo estoy emocionado en pelear este campeonato, ser el primer peleador en la historia cubano peleando este campeonato, y mi equipo y yo vamos a llegar hasta la última consecuencia por nuestro derecho.
So yeah, I don't know what any of that means, you know, but it sounds like he's pretty pissed off, you know. Sounds like he's pretty pissed. So yeah, he wants that Errol Spence payday, but what reason does Errol Spence have to fight him if he doesn't have a belt? It's not like Ugas' name has grown since he beat Pacquiao. It's grown a little bit, but not enough for Errol Spence to fight him if he don't got no belt. Like, bro, like, you know, I'm tired of that shit. Here, let me pull up my little tweet here I posted. Hold on. Maybe this will help you guys understand how I felt. And I was a little savage that night. I was smoking like heavy pot. But yeah, I posted this on his tweet, and he took it down. He took his tweet down. But yeah, he was crying. I posted this.
Man, you gonna take it again. Take that shit like a fucking man. Stop fucking crying. That's what your boys need to tell you, nigga. Stop fucking crying. Nigga, man, you gonna take it again. Take that shit like a fucking man. Stop fucking crying. That's what your boys need to tell you, nigga. Stop fucking crying. Nigga, man, you gonna take it again. Man, you gonna take it again. Take that shit like a fucking man. Stop fucking crying.
So I was saying, I know I was muted, but I was saying, it's like, bro, I'm tired of that shit, man. It's like, yo, if you're so good, you know, like, beat, you know, Jamal James again. You know, or if Butaev win, beat him. Like, bro, you know, Tony Harrison said it best.
Man, you gonna take it again. Take that shit like a fucking man. Stop fucking crying. That's what your boys need to tell you, nigga. Stop fucking crying. Nigga, a man, you gonna take it again. Take that shit like a fucking man. Stop fucking crying. That's what your boys need to tell you, nigga. Stop fucking crying.
But yeah, like for real, he's been crying a lot. And it's like, oh my God, bro. Like, I like you, Yordenis Ugas. Yeah, you gave Manny Pacquiao, you know, a boxing lesson, even though he's fucking 40 fucking something, you know, whatever. No excuses. But it's like, bro, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit no more, man. Anyway, let's talk. So you know what I've been thinking about? I don't trust you guys, man. I want to trust you and I want to believe in you. Oh, shit. We got something else to watch. So consider this. Now, I haven't done this in a long time when I've done like a boxing stream where we stray off the path. But let's go tune into ESPN Plus. Y'all watched Clarissa Shields fight last night? Now, she lost the fight. She lost the fight. It was the last minute of that third round. Now, I've already told you guys. Should I say it again? I'd be scared to say it, though. I'd be scared to say it. But I like Clarissa Shields. I met her in person, sized her up a couple times. I'm like, all right, you know what? You know, like, put it this way. If you talk to Clarissa Shields, I've interviewed her about twice in the past. Donnell, I think you, I don't know if you, I don't remember. Donnell, did you talk to her or you here? Well, anyway, I talked, like, listen, I like Clarissa Shields, you know? But sometimes you think like, yo, sometimes you got to learn to shut the fuck up. Because some of the shit she be saying be on like some bizarro world type shit. You see what I'm saying? I like Clarissa Shields. But sometimes she be on some bizarro world type shit. You know, and also she been burning a lot of bridges with networks. And it's like, all right, sweetheart. Like, you know, Olympic gold medalist 2 times. You know, 2 division undisputed champion. But here's the thing, like, she's detrimental to her own future. She could be a crossover star, but sometimes she be on some, you know, so she knows who I am. Long story, but you know, I be treading lightly, you know, because I like her and I don't want her to block me on Twitter. You know, but you know, it's like sweet, like, you know, you can't call a chick sweetheart. You might get canceled. They don't like that shit no more. That's like sexual harassment, calling a chick sweetheart these days. But anyway, it's like, put it this way. I watch MMA. I moonlight in MMA coverage. And it hurts me to say, I'm not gonna lie, it does hurt to say that I was invited to UFC Fight Island and I turned that shit down on some weirdo shit. You know, but we got a nice reputation with UFC. If you notice, UFC, they copyright everybody's videos. They don't copyright my shit no more. But the point I'm trying to make is, I treat UFC or mixed martial arts like a side chick. Like, where, you know how you can have like a girl and your girl be like slacking off, but your side chick like take care of you. Like, you know, make sure you eat, make sure you got some bread in your pocket, make sure you got gas. UFC be taking care of me, but I treat them like a side chick, and I make like bread off of not just UFC, but mixed martial arts as a whole. So I'll be thinking to myself, like, you know, why don't I take UFC more serious? But it's not in my heart. No, I couldn't afford to go at the time. This was UFC Fight Island, the first Fight Island during COVID. I couldn't go. But anyway, let me finish. So anyway, hold on, I opened up something. Like, I like Clarissa Shields. I respect her as a fighter. Some may find it controversial, but this is my show. We're live, real time. We are a partnered YouTube channel, almost 100,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. But I find Clarissa Shields attractive. You know? Lock me up if that's what you want to do, if that's your shit. You know, I like Clarissa Shields. But sometimes you be thinking like, yo, like, why do you be saying some of the dumb shit you saying? You know, like, she can be her own worst enemy sometimes when it comes to a lot of that shit. But anyway, let's you know, let me just, you know, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. You know, so anyway, sometimes she be on some weird shit. It's like, why would you say that? Like, who's your man? Like, who's your team? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, well, her team is some fucking white men. Dimitri Salita and fucking Mark Taffet. So they don't fucking know no better. Like, you know? But this right here, watch this. I'm looking forward to this fight, too. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fit this into my coverage. But yeah, Clarissa Shields, you see her in person, she got like that, even though she was dressed like Michael Jackson, she got like that bouquet, she be smelling all good. Like, what? You know? Anyway.
So what happened Saturday night for you?
Listen, all I got in my mind is coming out victorious. So, and I'm confident about that. That's like 100%. That's the way fighters got to think. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the sport for a reason. So, therefore, you know, I give respect to Zepeda for taking the fight because he ain't had to. He's ranked like what, #1 for the WBC, #2. So I give props to him because fighting me is a whole different ballgame. The only fighter that he been in there with kind of good style was Pedraza. That was it. He haven't faced somebody like me who's young, 23 years old, who has the energy, and not only that has great footwork. So,
Jose, what's your response to that? Him calling you out a little bit with, you know, your lack of premier opponents.
I mean, he's number 56 in the world. Why is he saying that? You know, I don't understand. But Saturday, like I said, he's gonna find out. There's levels to this.
Hank Landy was 120 in the world, and they said that they should have gave it to him. But look, a man who has 9 losses, 38 years old, he's a grandpa. The man is a grandpa, my brother. Come on,
look.
He gave you trouble. The man gave you trouble.
Look,
that's suspect.
I like to say,
and he dropped you, and they call it a slip.
All I'm saying,
come on, imagine what I would do to you. Like I said, I respect you.
Give him a chance to answer.
I respect you.
All right. I'm going to get this off my chest. Listen, Mark Chinook is now on my shit list. I don't like Mark Chinook anymore. This is Mark Chinook right here. It's like, bro, for one, his questions be whack. But then he do shit like this. Like, bro, Mark Chinook is on my shit list.
Come on.
Look,
he gave you trouble. The man gave you trouble.
Look,
that's suspect.
I like to say,
and he dropped you, and they call it a slip.
All I'm saying,
come on, imagine what I would do to you. Like I said, I respect you.
Give him a chance to answer.
I respect you because you did beat Pedraza. It was a great fight against Jose Ramirez. So I'm not overlooking you because style makes fights at the end of the day. Style do make fights. But if you see when I fought Kendall and you fought Kendall, yeah, he beat you like 3-4 rounds. How much he beat me?
All right, give him a chance to answer.
Gave him an ass whooping for 10 rounds. Dropped him 2. But I can't crack, right? I got pillow hands.
All right.
Oh.
What I'm saying, if he's going based on that.
Yo, you ever see Jose Zepeda before he was making weight? Look at him. He looked like Wacko Jacko. Like, bro, look how small he is. Like, he is starving. Like, he looked like bones. Let's see if we can get this in HD. My man is all bones up there. I'm going to rewind it back a little bit and let it play through.
But I can't crack, right? I got pillow hands.
All right.
Oh.
What I'm saying, if he's going based on that fight, on that last fight.
You're in my hometown, kid. You're in my hometown.
You're in trouble. If you're
in New York City.
Fight, you're in trouble.
You don't know nothing about New York City.
All
you're
right.
a Cali boy.
All right. Let's wrap it up right
California
there.
boy.
Fireworks Saturday night, October 30th, the
California.
Hulu Theater here at Madison Square Garden. It's a huge junior welterweight showdown. You do not want to miss it. Jose Zepeda, Josue Vargas. I'm going to ask you guys to leave your microphones on your
Yes,
chairs
sir.
and
Showtime.
come down here for your
Give my
first
belt.
face-off of the week. It's New York City. The energy is a little different here in New York. As always, this is Top Rank. This is boxing. We'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-ins. As always, have a great, great afternoon.
Oh no, he just lost the fight. You never let nobody grab and pose with your belt. Never. Bro, I always hated that. I'm talking about since I was a wee boy. I always hated that. Like, yo, don't touch. Like, listen, it's not don't touch. Don't let nobody touch your belts. They are yours. Like, bro, like, he already lost. He already lost the fight. Why would you let him touch your belt? And then he posed with, bro, he already lost.
See you tomorrow for the weigh-ins. As always, have a great, great afternoon.
No, you can't let it slide. No, I understand those are some underling bullshit belts, but no, don't let nobody touch them. Period. I'm sorry. No, and he just grabbed them all forcefully. I understand Zepeda all, drained and fucked up right now, but no, like, even if you gotta fall down, like, don't let nobody grab your belts, bro. To me, that's the equivalent of somebody like taking a finger and pointing in your chest and touching you like, boom, boom, nigga, you ain't gonna do shit. Boom, boom. Like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch my belts, period. Like, bro. And you can tell, like, look at his shape and look at his shape. Like, you can see just the bone structure and everything, like, Now, I'm not saying that Zepeda might not win. I'm just saying, like, yo, don't let nobody touch your belts. It's a bad omen, man. And I'm superstitious and shit,
Dropped him too, but I can't crack, right? I got pillow hands.
All right.
The only fighter that he been in there with kind of good style was Pedraza. That was it. He haven't faced somebody like me who's young, 23 years old, who has the energy, and not only that, has great footwork. So,
Jose, what's your response to that? Him calling you out a little bit with, your lack of premier opponents.
I mean, he's number 56 in the world. Why is he saying that? I don't understand. But Saturday, like I said, he's gonna find out. There's levels to this.
Hank Landy was 120 in the world, and they said that they should have gave it to him. But look, a man who has 9 losses, 38 years old, he's a grandpa. The man is a grandpa, my brother. Come on.
Look,
he gave you trouble. The man gave you trouble.
Look,
that's suspect.
I like to say.
And he dropped you, and they call it a slip.
All I'm saying,
come on, imagine what I would do to you. Like I said, I respect you.
Give him a chance to answer.
I respect you because you did beat Pedraza. It was a great fight against Jose Ramirez. So I'm not overlooking you because style makes fights at the end of the day. Style do make fights. But if you see when I fought Kendo and you fought Kendo, yeah, he beat you like 3-4 rounds. How much he beat me?
All right, give him a chance to answer.
Gave him an ass whooping for 10 rounds and dropped him too. but I can't crack, right? I got pillow hands.
All right.
Oh.
But I'm saying if he's going based on that fight, on that last fight,
you're in my hometown, kid. You're in my hometown.
You're in trouble. If you're going
you're in New
based on
York
that
City.
fight, you're in trouble.
You don't know nothing about New York City. You're
right.
a Cali boy.
All right. Let's wrap it up right
California
there.
boy.
Fireworks Saturday night, October 30th, the
California.
Hulu Theater here at Madison Square Garden. It's a huge junior welterweight showdown. You do not want to miss it. Jose Zepeda, Josue Vargas. I'm going to ask you guys to leave your microphones on your
Yes,
chairs
sir.
and
Showtime.
come down here for your
Need my
first
belt.
face-off of the week. It's New York City. The energy is a little different here in New York. As always, this is Top Rank. This is boxing. We'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-ins, as always. Have a great afternoon.
Like, yeah, he looked malnourished up there, don't he? Like, really malnourished. You know, but it is what it is. But anyway, to move on, I got some time to kill. You know, I've been trying to keep these streams between 30 and, you know, minutes and an hour, but I really got some time to kill. I'm happy to be here, man. You know, I've had a rough, like, few years, several years on YouTube, but we're here, man, happy. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm going to do a little Q&A session. We've got a half hour. Actually, no, 27 minutes. 27 minutes. But yeah, you know, I did watch the whole here. In fact, I'm going to pull it up for you guys. Oh, geez. Phone is... I'm going to pull up the Clarissa Shields post-fight stuff. Clarissa Shields lost the fight last night, but it was a close fight. She lost pretty much. Let me tell you what was the defining moment. The last minute of the third round, it was a 3-minute fight. You know, it was a takedown and pretty much a ground and pound by Abigail Montez, but a lot of that shit was missing. But still, nonetheless, she got taken down. But the way I looked at the fight is, like, put it this way, defensively, Clarissa Shields is good in MMA. She's all right. She's nice. But offensively, she still has some issues. So right now, she's 1-1 in MMA. But that 1-1, she almost lost her first fight too. But overall, you can see she got it. She just got to stick with it. My biggest issue with her is she cares about social media too much. And she's one of those females where it's hard to say it, you know, without, people getting offended. But I'm going to say she got too much mouth. That shit, I get it. That's her thing, and that's how she, but it's like, yo, everybody's not your enemy. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to pull it up for you. We're going to go right to ESPN Plus. And pull it up for you. Like, it's just like, yo, everybody not your enemy. And she be responding to shit on social media that she shouldn't be responding to. It's like, you Clarissa fucking Shields. Like, what is you doing? Why am I not signed? Oh, I'm signed in. Am I signed in? Hold on. I'm going to pull up the clip for you. Give me 1 minute. Pull the clip.
Big Ten battle. And Ray Cooper III. And Maga. Sinking the for
Division Boxing World Champion. Standing at 5'8", she officially weighs in at 155 3/4 pounds. She is undefeated with...
So she lost the fight pretty much off of takedowns. I'm going to fast forward and try to find. And
just
this
kind of
cage
missed her
control.
opportunity to get that underhook. 90 seconds remain here in the first round. Abigail Montez Montez, who continues to circle around the outside of the cage. Rushing in is Clarissa Shields. Once again, Abigail Montez thinks better of the striking exchanges and pushes. Doing a good job of controlling from top position here, trying to free up her hands to do some damage.
See Clarissa getting her feet into the fight, trying to find those.
Now remember, this position that Clarissa Shields is in is just her ultimate weakest point. You know, and that's what a lot of boxers who become MMA fighters, you don't have to deal with, is being taken down. Once they get off their feet, you know, like, what do? But from what I've learned from mixed martial arts in general, Clarissa Shields has some nice defense on the ground. She just struggles with getting up and mounting offense and turning it into offense on the ground. So, you know, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to be criticizing her because of her reputation and because she has a big mouth. You know, they're going to be really, really hard on her. And she has made her Twitter social media accounts private. So only the people who are there are allowed to critique her. But many of them don't want to critique her because they're scared they're going to be blocked. But overall, honestly, I'm going to be honest. Like, yo, she got it. Like, it's there. She's going to take some defeats. But fundamentally, defensively, she's got it. She's just got to sharpen up offensively. She's 26 years old. She still has some time. You know, and I watch MMA. Yeah, she tries to trade shots while she's on her back. That's a great way to put it. But, you know, and also she gets overzealous offensively. For a boxer and a striker, just like Conor McGregor, they're going to try to take her down. She gets a little overzealous and tries to go for the KO. And then the opponent in MMA, it's called level changes. And they level change and say, you know what, let's slow this shit down, take her down. She don't know how to fight down there. And this is what happens.
Tips, trying to find a way to create some space.
Like down here, she's pretty sharp, but she don't know what to do. This is her trainer for MMA. Now listen to him. He's going to be screaming to her what to do, but it's different when you're down there. And I dabbled in MMA a little tiny bit. I've talked about it before. I used to take boxing kind of seriously, but I was like undisciplined and I was a head case, you know.
Once again.
So he's going to be screaming this to her for the next, you know, minute or so, like up, up, you know, like plant your hands, both of them, and then like push up.
There you go, up, all the way, go, go, girl, go. 2 hands, up, 2 hands, 2 hands.
So this is how Abigail Montez won the fight. She's 21 years old, the girl on the top. From pretty much ground control, she didn't dominate or she didn't beat up Clarissa Shields. It's just that she, you know, this girl has been training MMA probably, you know, since she was able to train. Even though she's only 3-0 after defeating Clarissa Shields. Overall, she's an MMA fighter. That's what she trained at. You see what I'm saying? To where Clarissa Shields, she's a boxer turning into an MMA fighter. So her team, meaning Montez, you know, the right thing to do is to tell her, okay, take Clarissa Shields down. That's your game. You're an MMA fighter. She's a boxer. You know, standing up, you can't fuck with her.
Greg Jackson trying to get Clarissa to give herself some points of contact on the mat, saying it.
She's trying. Did it freeze? Oh, no.
Now Clarissa's coming up. Yep. She's got some help.
So that's how she lost the fight. She didn't get beat up. She just lost off of, you know, simple technique, stuff that she's still learning. So, you know, with the reputation, as we talked about, that she's created for herself, people are clowning her, saying, she got her ass whooped and everything, but she didn't. But since she's such a polarizing figure, you know, her taking a defeat is just like, you know, it's elevated.
Elevation now.
Because sometimes she just be too confrontational, you know? Like, MMA fans are not boxing fans. No, this, what she did right here, that's a big deal to be able to get on her feet, even though it's only 26 seconds left. Like, defensively, put it this way, I'm watching the fight, and I told you I cover mixed martial arts. I cover MMA, Bellator, you know, even as you can see, PFL, UFC. It's just that, yeah, it's just that, you know, she gets overzealous, and with her combat sports experience, and with time, she's going to get better, but she can't let losing mentality, you know, the mentality of losing get to her, because she's got like the fundamentals defensively. She's got to just learn to be able to, like, you know, mix that with the offense.
All the way back to her feet.
Nice job.
Grabs an underhook on
And she's strong.
the way up too. Nice work by Clarissa Shields. Position there.
So I don't, you know, count this loss as like, oh, damn, she don't belong in MMA like CM Punk. Like, she has a place there. The only issue that may plague her is the fact that, you know, she's a 155 pounder. And in UFC, their 145 pound division is like not shit. It's not nothing. And, you know, 135, she definitely can't make 135. So she would only be able to really, really thrive in this era in PFL and Bellator. Now, Kala Harrison, she has no business being in what PFL calls the smart cage, but let's say, you know, for semantics, the octagon, because she just will break Clarissa Shields' arm, you know, and take it home with her, put it on a mantelpiece. But, you know, like, I hope that she doesn't let this, like, discourage her, because she's good. You know, like, good in regards to being a boxer, female MMA fighter. Like, you can tell, like, she takes it seriously. You know, even like this right here, you know, from what I've learned, like, defensively, you know, she's pretty sound, but, you know, she's got to learn the offensive portion.
Inside of 10 seconds here. Closing moments of round number 2.
You know, let's fast forward a little bit.
To get that underhook. Montez is so tight, it's hard to frame her out from there. But once you...
So this is the type of fight where I would say that Clarissa Shields, she lost. Like, there was ways she could have won. Mistakes lost her this fight. Abigail, you know, I don't want to take anything from Montez. She's all right. She got the win. You know, but in this case, we're talking about boxing. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I like Clarissa Shields. We already said it. I'm not going to keep, you know, sucking ass. But I do have Savannah Marshall defeating Clarissa Shields. Savannah Marshall ain't no joke, bro. And the people who are saying that Clarissa Shields will knock her out and all that shit, they're not watching no tape. Don't be a fool. Like, do your own research. That Savannah Marshall girl, and I understand how race can play in, the white girl in there. That girl is good. I'm telling you. That girl is good. That Savannah Marshall ain't no joke, bro. And styles make fights. Clarissa Shields is a pressure fighter, power puncher. But that Savannah Marshall, she can box, bro. Like, she got those long arms, that 5'11" frame. Nearly, that girl ain't no joke. She's no joke. Like, for real, for real. But overall, we got some good boxing this weekend, yo. Like, we got some real good overall combat sports, because UFC 267, that card starts at 10:30 a.m. Eastern because it's in Abu Dhabi. We got some nice quality, like, combat sports this weekend, and I'm in a house on Saturday, so I'm gonna be here. Let me pull up the boxing schedule for you here. Give me 1 minute. Let me find it. 1 minute. All right, here we are. The Archie Sharp fight, you know, on Friday has some significance, because Archie Sharp, if he wins, could possibly be the mandatory for Shakur Stevenson, you know. So, you know, that has some, you know, value to watching. Chop Top Corley is still fighting Jesus. What the hell's going on here? On a Saturday, Chantel Cameroon remember this was supposed to be the Dillian White versus oh shit. Since we're here, let me pull this up. So I watched this press conference earlier today. Real early this morning. It was probably like 8:15 a.m. Eastern, I believe it was. Yo, I really think Dillian White faked that injury, bros. I think Dillian White faked that shit. I think he faked it. Like, I think he faked it. I think he screwed Otto Wallin in the ass. So here, I'm gonna pull it up for you. Let's watch a little bit of it before I have to go. This is a multi-boxing show, by the way. We don't do these a lot anymore.
Himself, he's a warrior and he'll fight anyone. So his decision to pull out on this one, not being 100%, was the correct one.
And another expensive training camp out in the Algarve as well. He's brought a few of his fighters over to perform on Saturday night. Big southpaw Thomas Carty at heavyweight, as well as Yusuf Kamari. We might speak to Xavier Miller after this, but right now Dillian White sat down at the press conference table with Eddie Hearn. Let's head over to them now.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. And before we start the main press conference ahead of our show this Saturday at the O2 Arena live on DAZN, I thought I'd bring the big man up here, WBC interim world heavyweight champion Dillian White. We're devastated we're not here ready for a face-off, ready for a usual Dillian White press conference. But as you know, he suffered an injury in training camp. He's unable to fight, medically not cleared by his doctor to fight against Otto Wallin this Saturday. Dillian, welcome. Thanks for coming over. I know you've got a few guys on the card this weekend. I've been involved in this process with you over the last sort of week or so, dealing with this situation. I know how devastated you are. I will give you an opportunity to answer, I guess, some of the cynics who say that, you know, you pull out of this fight instead to fight Tyson Fury, but we all know how much you wanted to fight, you wanted to stay active, and how much work you put into this training camp.
Yeah, firstly, thanks everyone. Sorry, I had to pull out a fight because of injury, but this is boxing, these things happen. Unfortunately, we're big heavyweights, you know, I've been sparring some big guys. I had 4 massive southpaws in camp, so we're going out like it's a big fight, train hard, obviously. I don't want to make the same mistake Tyson Fury made by Anderson at Wallin, so I was training very hard. I was putting in extra hours and extra shift, and the injury just happened, and unfortunately, I had to pull out. People say, you know, you pull out because Tyson Fury. If that was the case, I'd have pulled out 3-4 weeks ago when I knew that obviously the manager position was going to be in place. You know, obviously my camps cost a lot of money. My training camps cost me a lot of money, you know what I mean? So I'd have just pulled out early to save all of this and money and stuff. I got like a lot of people in camp that works for me and look after me. So I'd have pulled out weeks ago if I was going to pull out, you know. I've fought many times with injuries, as you know. I've fought with injured shoulder before, broken hand, broken ribs. But, you know, I'm at a stage of my career now where I have to use a bit more brain instead of just brawn, you know. And I wanted to fight. I said to my guys, listen, can't I just put some fucking morphine in it or something and just go and have a go? You know, but they're like, well, you're not a caveman, you know what I mean? You need to be smart. There's not just one fight left in your career. So disappointed, heartbroken, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? I really wanted to smash Otto Wallin up. I think I could have knocked him out in the first 6-7 rounds. He's good early, but he wants to box and fiddle around. I would have put pressure on him, and I think and he guesses in fight. I would have stopped him. I'd have been attacking his body relentless. So a bit annoyed and a bit pissed off, but this is boxing, you know. I train twice a Povetkin, and he cancelled one fight 7 days before, one fight 2 weeks before. That cost me a lot of money. A lot of money in the camp, but I didn't complain. The people asking for this, asking for that. Josh Taylor just put up his fight in the injury. No one ain't giving him no stick, but I think we're getting stick because of you. All is asking for a medical report.
I knew I'd get the blame. Well, you know that medical report has been dealt with and sent to the British Boxing Board of Control as well. I will say as well, you know, to talk about the injury, I know that it was a case of the injury came and you carried on.
Yes.
Because actually, I know we had a sparring partner in Dempsey McCain who you hadn't told me about the injury when he said Dillian's got a bad shoulder, so he's not sparring today. But I know that you were dealing with that. You carried on sparring and you made the decision to compete even with an injured shoulder until you were ruled out.
You know what? I had the injury, but we've had loads of injuries in camp before. It's normal, but so I was just like, you know, and I'm mentally and physically tough, so I always try to push on. Like the guys see there's something wrong, and I was like, no, I'm all right. You know, I pushed on. Sometimes basically sparring with one arm only. You know what I mean? And these guys are big guys, but I was in there. I was giving it a go, trying my best. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? If I rest, I can make the fight. But then also, it's a double-edged sword, because if you rest 2-3 weeks, the shoulder might get better, but your condition will go. And especially in the sparring phase, you know what I mean? As any of my coaches will tell you over my career, I spar a lot. I do a lot of sparring, and I have 4 guys, they do 2 rounds apiece. It's not like some guys have 2 guys, they do 2 runs apiece, 2 runs in, 2 runs out. So the guys are always fresh and they're pushing me and stuff. So, and I'm used to pain and struggle. So I was like, you know, I can make it. But eventually, you know, the body sometimes just, I had a good camp. I was in good shape. You know, I'm still in good shape. I still feel good. You know what I mean? Even.
Let's stop for a minute there. I like Dillian White as a fighter, but you know I don't believe him, right? I don't believe him. That's my right. I don't believe him.
Up to, I think, Monday, I was like, I wonder if I can still make this fight. But then the guys said, listen, relax, you know, and I was like, all right, cool.
Obviously, we know that the silver lining is the fight with Tyson Fury, which the WBC have already confirmed that you are the mandatory challenger for Tyson Fury. That fight will be ordered, and you will be facing him next. We know that probably won't be till early next year, not because of your injury, but because of the timings of the mandatory and negotiations and Fury just fighting as well. But I know how disappointed you are to miss out on fighting in October, but it must be bittersweet, at least, knowing that, you know, you're in a situation where that fight will actually happen now and you will get a shot at the world heavyweight title.
People just need to put a bit of respect on my name, man, and understand this. Look, I fought Joshua, I fought Rivas. I've been trying to fight Tyson Fury a couple of times. We got ordered and then he pulled out. I try and fight all the best people. Why would I be scared to fight Arthur Wallen, you know what I mean? You know, and his idiot manager, Dimitri Salita. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's a silver lining. I'm still upset because lost out an opportunity, a lot of money, and also a good chance to beat someone who people really rate that I don't particularly rate, to be honest, is on to once again prove myself that I am that level and I'm capable of beating these guys that give these guys problems, you know what I mean?
That's my right, though. I have that right, though. You know, I have a right to not believe him, right? The Tyson Fury fight is a big fight and it's a big payday. You know, so if you can get out of fighting Otto Wallin, who can possibly beat you, why would you not? You know, and fast car Eddie Hearn has been having a rough year, 2 years, counting COVID too. You know, and with Anthony Joshua losing, you know, no real big star on the horizon, unless you're counting Conor Ben. Like, bro, like, I don't believe him.
I believe in myself and I know I can beat these guys, but the Tyson Fury fight is a fight I wanted. It's a fight that I tried to get before, like I said, mandated for belts and stuff didn't happen. And unfortunately for me now, it seems like it's going to go ahead. But you can never bank on anything with Tyson Fury because he might just said, you know, I've had enough. I don't want to fight anymore. He might just say, you know what, in the longer rest, he's had 3-hour fight with Deontay Wilder. We don't know how much they're taking out of him or whatever. So we just have to wait and see. And obviously, my team and you do what we need to do to get ourselves in position for the Tyson Fury fight. So now I'm just going to focus on recovering and healing up and just go and do what I do, you know?
Obviously, a highly entertaining fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And right now, his profile's bigger than ever. He's on the crest of a wave. But it must be said that with Usyk fighting Anthony Joshua, the biggest fight out there in boxing for Tyson Fury is the Dillian White fight. And everybody talks about him returning to the UK. That's an absolute blockbuster.
It's a major fight in boxing, but especially for the UK, it's a major fight. If me and him can dust up in the early part of next year in a stadium here, it's a major fight, and it's one that I'm looking forward to. And I think Tyson Fury look forward to fighting me as well. It's a big fight. We know each other well. We spar each other. We spend time with each other. We've had our ups and downs and our beefs and stuff. But I think logically we'll think, you know what, this is a big fight. It's a good homecoming fight, and I think it should happen. So let's see.
We'll look forward to negotiations beginning for that fight as well. Finally, for this show, Obviously, we were faced with the decision to carry on
Yes.
or pack up and go home. We carry on with still a great card,
Yeah.
with some great fights, and obviously want to get these guys out, particularly your guys on the card. A couple of words, obviously, Thomas Carty, who came into camp with you, the Irish heavyweight, going to be fighting on the card. Just a brilliant fight between Castaneda and Yusuf Kamari, and of course the Savage down there, in with a real test against Eric Molina.
You know what? First, thanks to you and the zone and the guys, and obviously my team for making this to go ahead, and thanks to the people who brought their tickets and stuff. But it's still a good card. There's good fights in it. You know, you got the ladies on. You know, ladies are always in good fights. You know, good scrap. I'm a massive fan of female boxing, and we got my guys. You got Alan over there looking to come to the war and destruction. Holy, that's all the guy does. I keep telling him, yo, box a bit and get some rounds. He's like, no, I'm gonna kill everyone in the first round. And
that's a tough fight, though, isn't it? I mean, look, Molina. You know, no disrespect to Mark Bennett and those guys, but Molina's on a completely different level.
Molina's fought for 2 world titles, and you know, and he's a guy that gets right off and then he come back and beat guys. Look, he went to Poland, knock out Thomas Dulorme because it was written off. So, it's a good test, but I think Babbage put him away. Once Allen gets through the first round, then thing with Allen here, people say this and the other, but getting on the first round of Allen is hard work. It's hard work, you know. The guy comes and he gives his all and he lays it on the line. So you might get out of the first round, but you're gonna be tired and you're gonna be damaged. And he likes that. He likes to mix and whatever, you know what I mean? He likes to get involved and have a goal. So I think he will knock Molina in three rounds. I want him to get more rounds. It's very difficult to get guys to give him rounds, obviously, because the guy's quite intense. And then you got Yusuf.
I got to go soon, guys. I have an obligation at 6 o'clock, which is about 18 minutes from now. But how do you guys feel about my secondary channel? I have a whole different channel called T Street Uncut that's fully monetized and ready to have interviews, ready to have videos. You know, can I be honest? I want to be honest with you guys. Can I be 100% honest? My heart is not in boxing anymore. Like boxing, I've learned a lot. I've made it to some pretty high levels. You know, I remember when I first started covering boxing on YouTube, people were like, oh, you're living in your mama's basement. You're never going to go any fights, never going to get any interviews. I did it all. But now that I've reached those heights, my heart is not, you know, like, don't get me wrong. I'm always going to cover boxing. I want to always send people to fights. And I want to always, you know, like have Fight View 360. But I really feel like my calling is in other places. Like, I want to cover world news, daily topics, entertainment, everything else. That's where my heart is. But I feel like boxing is like that female that you got or that you have that, like, you know she bad for you. You know you can do so much better without her. But it's like, you know what? I'm going to keep giving this shit another shot because she got potential. But then she got all these other niggas, you know, that she won't cut off. And this is like, ew, you know, like, bitch, I can't fuck with you, you know? I don't know if I'm, you know, portraying that. Like, I've heard all the, yo, T-Street, if you've done interviews, you could be #1. Yo, T-Street, if you go to fights, and if you did videos every day, you could be #1. But it's not in me. It's not there no more. Like, once I started getting credentials and being ringside and sending people to ringside, like, fights and everything, like, it just was like, yo, I made it to the top of the top. Like, where I was actually there with the boxers, like in the locker rooms, in the backstage area. I did it. Now, I'll never give up on boxing. But I'm at a point right now where, you know, as I've grown older and I've learned more, I'm looking at boxing as if it's a stepping stone to other things. Like right now in Pennsylvania, all you need is $10,000. A $10,000 deposit to be a promoter, a boxing promoter in the state of Pennsylvania. I can be a boxing promoter. But for what? Why? boxing is so dirty and perverse. Like, boxing is not what you think it is, bro. Like, I've learned a lot, like, inside and outside. Like, boxing is a dirty, dirty, dirty business. You know, you got managers, promoters, co-managers, fighters teams, and it's just ill, you know? To where if I did movie reviews, documentary reviews, covered fucking basketball games, football games, baseball, like, I would do so much better. Now, I could never picture a time where it's a major fight on a Saturday night and I'm not covering it. That's always going to be me. I'm talking about you fucking lowdowns, even though I love you guys. You're going to see me. I just turned 38, about 3 months ago. You're going to see me at 54. You know, T-Street Controversy, post-fight videos. That's something I don't see going away. But daily boxing videos where I got to hold myself out, you know, like, for example, right? The Deontay Wilder thing, it goes both ways. You got people who do Deontay Wilder excuse videos still every day. But then on the other side, you got people who do Deontay Wilder debunking the excuse videos. Like, it's all the same thing. Like, I could have, you know, a few weeks ago, whenever, after Fury versus Wilder 3, I gained something like 9,000 subscribers. Something like 1 million views, 1.1 million views. I could have been doing videos every day, eating off Wilder and Fury. But it's just not me. I don't want to do it. Ew. Yeah, I'd be lining my pockets. The average Deontay Wilder video makes you, you know, $50 to $400 a day. That's why these motherfuckers keep doing it. But it's not me. I don't want to do it. I get no joy out of it. If I had to wake up every day because I needed it to be like, oh, let me do this Wilder Fury 3 video, Fury Wilder 3 video. Oh, Wilder finally, you know, gave Fury his props. Let me do that video. Oh, Wilder wife, this before the fight. She said this after the fight. Let me do that video. Ew. Like, to me, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, it's good money, but good dirty money. Like, bro, like, no. I don't want to do videos talking about Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford every day. All I need is 1, maybe 2, 3 good videos before the fight, then do my then do my fight week content, and then boom, like, you know. But I don't want to do, oh, this fighter react to such and such. Oh, Savage. This fighter said this on Twitter. Oh, Canelo said that Ryan Garcia is not focused. Oh, let me do that storyline fucking 5-6 days a week. I'm not knocking people who do it, but it's not me. I'm not in, like, you know, like, into the tabloid shit no more. Now, I'm going to tell you, post-fight shit, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm addicted to it. I can't go, like, without watching a fight. Now, certain fights, like Herring versus Stevenson, it's like, all right, you know, I can cover that fight, not live as soon as it goes off on that Saturday night, but I can cover it on that Sunday or on that Monday. Certain fights like Fury versus Wilder 3, it's like that's fight night coverage. I can do that. But certain things with boxing, I can't do no more, bro. I can't do it. You know, so I'm working on things with me and Big J. You know, me and Mikey, Donnell. Like, we're going to go to fights. We're going to cover fights. But I've built, and I'm very proud of it, like, really, really proud. Like, it means a lot to me that we've built, like, a reputation in boxing and boxing media, you know, where I never thought I'd be able to say it, but we're respected. You see what I'm saying? The brand, the channel that you guys are watching, Fight View 360, T-Street Controversy, you know, and I'm telling you, like, we're respected in all the major circles of boxing. We're not known to be a certain fighter's dick cocksuckers, male or female. We're not known to ride with certain promotional groups, whether it's PBC, we're respected. Top Rank, we're respected. The Zone, Matchroom, we're respected. Golden Boy, we're, you know, respected. Because they know, like, all right, him or anybody with him, we know they're not going to come here to our events and be on some bullshit, stirring up shit. You know, and for me in life, that means a lot to know, like, damn, like, you know, with all these multimillionaires and, you know, boxers and PR people, we know that we have not only access to the events, but we're respected. Like, that shit means a lot. That shit means a lot. You know, to know that they know, like, when we come into events, anybody who's associated with me or our brand, they know, like, yo, they on, like, you know, like, we're gonna roll out, not only roll out the red carpet, but we know they ain't gonna disrespect. They ain't gonna be like, oh, like, pulling boxes to the side. Okay, you take a picture with us and all that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm saying, like, we have a very, very, very good reputation. You know, and for somebody like me to come from North Philly, you know, former street enforcer dude, you know, like, that shit means a lot. And, you know, I'm grateful that you guys, guys, you know, the donators, you know, all the donors, all the, you know, the moderators, like, yo, we ain't no rinky dink channel. So, you know, for all the people who are getting more views than us, you know, or whatever the case, I'm not worried about that, but just know that you're a part of something. We're not rinky dink. Like, we're like, oh yeah, all right, Street posting a video, it's going to be about something. And we know he has, like, you know, like, I want you guys to be happy, and more so, not happy, but proud that you support a channel that's not on the bullshit and that's respected by the networks and the broadcasters and the promoters and managers that you watch. Because as I said, like, listen, I'm not here to kiss no fighters' asses and suck, like, bro, we not on that, you know? I'm very grateful of the opportunity, even though we're still working on the kinks. I'm very grateful to have the opportunities we have with the WBC, powered by the Vive Network. I'm very happy with the opportunities and, you know, the respect we have, you know, and mutual from, you know, entities like Top Rank and, you know, PBC, the people who worked with them before and after. You know, I'm very happy with the relationship we have with Matchroom and BT Sport and Frank Warren, and, you know, the friends we made, you know, before and after their 10 years with or without Golden Boy. You know, our job is to cover boxing, man. Like, that's what we do. You know, and I'm a regular dude. You know, sometimes I be thinking, like, you know, certain ones put me on a pedestal, but I be trying to really enforce to you guys, I'm a regular dude. Like, I'm just like you guys. Like, I'm a regular dude. You know, so it's no gimmicks. It's no, like, oh, well, yeah, we're going to align with them because they're, like, no. You know, I've met Al Heyman. You know, I've interviewed Oscar De La Hoya. I've interviewed Eddie Hearn. You know, the only real person I haven't really interacted with, like, big wig in boxing, is Frank Warren. I was hoping to do that during the Saunders versus Demetrius Andre build-up. But I've mingled in all of the, you know, like, the circles. So what we want to do is we want to provide you pure or straight to the point content, period. Simple as that. So I have to go. Got to talk to my little girl. Got some paperwork to do. Got to order some Boston Market. Got these coops. T-Street controversy with Fight View 360. I was saying that I have a lot of legal shit going on, but Tuesday, November the 2nd, or definitely Wednesday, November the 3rd, we are back full time for August. November is a very busy month, but I've been really dealing with a lot of legal shit. So November is going to be a really, really big month for us. December as well. We're going to close out the year strong. So forgive me if I coast these last few days in the month of October, and I have been coasting this last week or so in October, but shit is really, really doing good, you know, and we really have the chance and the resources to really make a big dent in boxing, combat sports, and news media in 2022. Take your time out. Yeah, November's going to be busy, bro. Like, busy. So I'm already and have been preparing my schedule. So I got a secondary channel. It's called T Street Uncut. All you got to do is type into your YouTube search bar, T Street Uncut. It's fully monetized. Like the same things that this channel can do, T Street Uncut can do. I'm about to start putting out some controversial content on that channel. Hopefully they won't shut me down. You know, I know what not to do to not be shut down. But I'm saying we're doing really, really good. Thank you for your support, your time. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've said it before. You know, hey, listen, motherfucker. I'm attracted to her. You know, I hope she don't cancel me. But at the same time, I'm not going to suck her pussy. You know, I'm going to tell her like it is. It's like, yo, like she lost that fight. But also, you know, she got a bad attitude when it comes to some shit. And I think she's going to lose to Clarissa Shields. To Savannah Marshall. But at the same time, I'm a supporter. You know, somebody got to tell her how it is and keep it real, right?